I think just remember you're loved. You know, I think it can be so hard when you're down, you know, to think that nobody cares about you, nobody loves about you. You're not worthless. You know, you matter and you mean so much more than anything, like any drug you take. You mean more. You know what I mean? You're actually worth something. And I think you have to remember that.
All of them are ready? Okay, great. So we got that.
No.
Okay. Hello.
Let me tell you about my breast friends.
My church is breast friends for anybody listening because, first of all, welcome back to the Radiator podcast. This is episode 17.
Wow.
We have our 7th guest.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. Actually, she just told us that it's actually her favorite number, so that's pretty interesting.
It's like we planned this.
Which we didn't.
Did not at all, but...
like Gracie was saying, I have a shirt that says breast friends, because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is something close to my heart. My grandma passed away from breast cancer actually this month in 2014. And so we were at Forever 21 yesterday, and they had a whole, like, display.
They had a lot. I really, really liked, it was like a crew neck pullover.
Oh, so cute.
And it was like a light pink, and it was like, fighter, and it had like boxing gloves. It was so cute.
It was
honestly,
really cute.
I want to get it.
Yeah.
I want to get it.
And I think the money's going towards breast cancer, stuff like that. So it was awesome. But before we get into this very interesting episode, how was your day?
It was good. How was yours? I had a low-key type of day.
Like self-care?
School, studying. Yeah, and when self-care, more like I just cleaned a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cleaned. Went to the car wash. Yeah. What about you?
I worked. Actually, yesterday we were about to go somewhere with Jess, one of the Jesses, and actually ending up at the other Jess's house. But on the way outside, I noticed I had a flat tire. So that was kind of upsetting.
So the tire exploded.
I said that for a reason.
I was like, Issa, did someone slash your tires?
Yeah.
Who you been making angry?
I don't think I made anybody angry, but that did cross my mind for a second.
Me too.
And someone did cross my mind.
It's still on my mind.
It still is too, but no, I don't think anybody did. I think I said that.
Which one are we thinking about?
We're thinking about the same one.
Huh?
The only one I don't like. Anyways, moving on.
We talked about your shirt. Let's talk about...
Wait, I meant to start this off with this.
Our shirts.
Please tell them.
Let's talk about our shirts. Guys, we went to Houston and we got our merch. And by merch, we mean the 2 sweaters that were made for us.
They're only 2, but they're really cute.
They're so soft. I wore it all day yesterday, wore it all day today.
Yeah.
I love it.
They're really soft. And my mom's going to be making more, and Gato is going to be making more, so we'll see what happens. But they're really cute. Are you wearing that the whole time?
I have nothing on under this.
Okay.
If you're watching on YouTube, sorry to disappoint.
Okay.
But she's staying on.
No, it's cute. I was just like, I'm making sure you're wearing it the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm excited.
Give me that introduction, baby.
Okay,
Let's go.
So, our guest today is a 21-year-old who is about to start cosmetology school. She loves fashion and pop culture, but today she's going to open up and talk with us about drug abuse, how it can affect the family, and how she proceeds to being a sister of someone who is dealing with this serious topic. Our hope today is that we can all learn something from the subject that touches so many lives, but before we get into that, please help us welcome Charlie Harvey. Did I say your last name right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just say I've never realized that it rhymes.
Everybody says that.
Cute.
Charlie Harvey.
Charlie Harvey is so cute.
That's like a famous name.
It really is.
I think you're going to make it
Meant
big.
to
Are you
be.
comfortable?
I'm gonna take off my sweater, but also we do have an audience again. Thank you, everybody, for
Filmed in front of a live studio
joining us.
audience.
I know it is a live studio audience. I will say we do have. Isn't it kind of fun? There's like okay.
Yeah. Pull down. There you go.
Thank you. Anyways, so hi Charlie.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're so happy that you're here to be with us
excited.
today. We're very excited. So before we get into the topics, I think we could talk about The Bachelor. Are you also a Bachelor fan?
Hold on.
Oh.
You watch the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you rate us?
True. What do you rate us? Like out of 10?
Honest.
1 out of 10.
Did you say 9?
Oh my god. Vincent.
Because on his, he said he rated us a 9.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you rate us a 10?
9.
Okay, 9
out of 9.
So out of 10, what do you rate
I
us?
was gonna say 10.
Most would. But
Most would, but then there's Vincent.
Even if you're just being nice, it's fine. That's a good question. I forgot to ask that. Also, I don't think I asked Mason that, did I? He doesn't even look at our podcast, so it doesn't matter. I forgot he doesn't even look at our podcast.
He just wanted to be on for the fame.
Also,
He's using us.
I hope he gets a girlfriend from our podcast. Do you think he will?
Ooh, yeah.
If you haven't seen that, go see that. If you're a girl looking
No,
for a boy.
I think Mason honestly did great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he definitely. I think a lot of people who might be listening, particularly girls, maybe that'll when they hear him, they might realize, okay, not all guys think the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because Mason definitely, he made a lot of good points and a lot of points that I feel like a lot of girls wouldn't necessarily think a guy would make,
Yeah.
especially a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you ever online date?
No.
No?
No.
Because you're in a very good relationship.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why?
I didn't want to date in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
respect that.
I always thought like the boys my age were super immature.
They
And
are.
I just was like, and like I grew up in a religious background, so I used to believe like no sex before marriage or anything. I'm not really like that anymore, but
Yeah.
I at least wanted someone like I didn't want to just like have anything casual, just
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
And so, and I feel like most of the guys I would ever talk to, that's all they wanted.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like online dating, especially with like Tinder,
Yeah.
any of the people I ran into, that's all they wanted. You
That's
know?
very true. We actually talked about like how Tinder's just more hookup than
Yeah.
like Bumble, for example, would be.
I think that's
but
why
my-
Mason is one of those like rare,
Yeah.
rare. It's like he's looking for a relationship.
I know.
Yeah.
I really want us to have a guy on that's like the complete opposite.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Like who only goes to Tinder
To be determined.
for
My-
hookup situations.
But you and Jared are super cute. So y'all have been together for how long now?
It'll be a year on the 16th.
Holy cow.
of this month?
Mm-hmm. Like this next
This
weekend.
month?
That-
It's so many things.
Wow.
A couple. Wait, what's
I love October.
what
I
month
know.
are we in?
October.
What day are we in? Was yesterday National Coming Out Day?
Yes.
Yes. Yesterday.
Yesterday was National Coming Out Day. I actually saw my parents. We went to Houston, and I told them expect like a gift or something. And they just said cool, and kind of went on with their day. And I was like,
Hey, I think the gift was the food that we ate. That was
Ooh.
delicious.
yeah, we had fuddies. It was really good. It was
Oh,
That's
like,
the first time I've ever
Yeah.
had like food like that.
Yeah, I've never had. Yeah.
that's true. You know what? They did give me something.
Yeah, but
Anyways,
if you've ever been in, also your thrift haul. Hello.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh, I gotta show
So
you.
many clothes.
I gotta show you all the clothes actually later. I did get a lot of clothes. That was very nice of them. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I know you're watching. Anyways, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff this month.
Well,
And-
congratulations.
Thanks.
Congrats.
We're going to Galveston Thursday night, and then we'll be there till Sunday.
That's so
Aw.
fun.
I'm excited.
Okay,
I've
that's
always wanted to
cute.
go to the beach, like
Yeah.
in the fall time, because like let's be real, it's like 90 degrees still in
Yeah.
Texas.
You still could,
So,
totally.
thanks global warming.
And
Yeah,
I
for
see
real.
Some days it's like free. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring your coffee up. Some days it's like freezing, and then it's like freaking hot, and I'm like, I can't wait till we at least get to November, because November should be cold.
Yeah, but I even feel like I was telling Jared, I was like, I don't think it's ever been this hot for so long in
I
a
know.
year. And he said, no, I think so. I was like, no.
No.
It's like
No.
95 degrees. every
Usually
day.
by now you can actually be in like a
A
light
cardigan,
sweater
yeah.
like this cardigan, and you're not sweating by noon.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like
freaking
you
hot.
can usually get throughout the entire day in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like 60s, you know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not this year.
It's so freaking hot.
2020, huh? What a
Ugh,
year.
very
What a year it
frustrating.
has been, everybody.
Isn't your dad's birthday in October? Because mine is. My
Yes.
dad's and my brother's
The
is.
22nd.
22nd. Mine's the 22nd.
And my brother's birthday was on the 4th.
Of
Oh, wow.
October?
Mhm.
So both of my brother and our dad have birthdays in October.
What did I say? This was meant to
That's
be.
a little weird. October,
This
like,
friendship?
is packed.
Guys, you know, we're going to be dropping some really, maybe, potentially cool news to y'all in a couple
Oh.
months, probably.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drop that egg.
Let it
there.
marinate.
Let it marinate
Let
a
it
bit.
sizzle.
Moving forward, y'all are really cute.
Yes.
And real quick, if there's anything that like you have learned, because this is your first relationship,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
What is something that like you maybe thought a certain way, and then you were like, okay.
before you answer, I'm gonna turn this just.
I could say if you, like, he's a lot older than me, and so like, I guess like when you date them, he's 12 years older than me, so I guess you like assume people are gonna have their opinions.
Yeah.
And I really thought my family was gonna be very, they are cautious, like especially at first. Like my dad was like the one I was most scared to tell. But honestly, everybody was just really supportive, which was kind of, I don't want to say surprising, because I know my family's supportive. But, 12 years, especially like when you're 21, that's, you know, it's a lot.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like a big weight off your shoulders.
And it was nice to know, like, when I told my dad, he told me he trusted me. And that was
good.
really
That's
important,
awesome.
you know?
Yeah.
So
my mom's best
sweet.
friend, actually, when she was, I think, 18, maybe 19, started dating a guy who was 12 years older, and they're still married together, and it's been, like, a long time. So, also, I feel my parents have always said, like, as long as the person's respecting you, loves you, treats you right, like, you could have someone your age treating you like crap, so I don't know why age matters. And girls are always more mature than boys, like, anyways. So I feel like it balanced out.
Yeah.
It's
Who
true.
cares what people think?
Yeah.
Girls are superior.
And, and also, it's just like, they're not the ones, like, who's, like, if you're by yourself, say you didn't date Jared because of his age, which I think is stupid, but if you didn't, because people were, like, talking about it, it's like, they're not going to be the ones who are going to, like, be there for you when you want, or, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's your life, your happiness, you know?
I've never understood that, but...
Yeah. Also, like, I've met him a couple times. I really like him.
Yeah.
I like y'all together. Like, he's a goofball, and honestly,
crazy,
I would never even think he was that much older, honestly.
That's the thing I tell people is I feel like I'm more mature. Like, most of my friends are older anyway. So I feel like maybe I'm more mature. And then, I don't want to say he's immature for his age, because he's not, but he's, like, very young at heart, you know?
Yeah,
and
when he was hanging out with us, I didn't even know there was a difference. Like,
Also, he doesn't look that age either. Like, not saying, oh God, here I go again. Not saying when you're in your 30s you would look old.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, if I saw him on the street, I would be like, he might be like 25, 26.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
I would say, like, 27, 28.
For sure.
There, yeah.
He said, well, hi, Jared.
Hi, Jared.
We love you.
We went to Jared's.
That's going to be, when we get engaged, Jessica gave me that. She said to use that as, like, the wedding hashtag. She went to Jared.
Oh, that's cute. That is really cute.
Never been done before.
That is really cute.
Should we get into hot topics?
Let's get into hot topics. And it's not so much hot topics today. It's more like we're preparing for tomorrow, which is The Bachelorette season. Don't know what season it is, but it is with Claire Crawley.
Kind of.
For a little bit?
Yeah, that's true. We don't even know. We don't even know if she's gonna be on. She's not gonna be on the whole season, right?
No.
She's only gonna be on for like the first 2 episodes, maybe 3.
She made it like 2 weeks, I think. And then she left.
Okay, so we've talked about this before. Like, if you're on the show, you meet the one. You think you meet the one after 2 weeks, and like you kind of give up this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Like, would you do that, or would you kind of wait it out? You think?
I don't know. Like, I go back and forth on it, because like, I feel like there's that saying, like, if you know kind of thing. Yeah. So if it's that, then I guess, like, why waste everybody else's time? I mean, I kind of have some respect for her there. She doesn't want to lead anybody else on if she, like, knows. Yeah. But at the same time, you're kind of there to make sure anyway. Yeah. So when you put yourself in that situation, I don't know. So I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on it.
So here's the thing, though. Those rumors keep swirling around that it wasn't her, like, choice. Like, it was the producers that were like, so basically Reality Steve had posted, he was talking about how producers had whispered to the media that it was all Claire's idea, when in reality apparently it's come out that the producer, basically Claire told them that she really liked Dale and like she just really liked him, and they were basically, they saw how much she liked him, like, and they pretty much, they don't want a boring season, especially after the fiasco that Peter's season was. They want drama. So apparently they actually gave her the choice to get out of her contract, basically, like, not necessarily out of her contract, but to stop the show. And basically her and Dale would, like, stay at the, whatever it's called, the resort, wherever they were. Like I said, don't know if it's 100% true, but I can see it being true, just because the fact that Tia was brought in. Not Tia.
Tasha.
Every single time. Every single time.
Honestly,
Tasha was brought in as the Bachelorette, and Bada bing, bada boom. Because I think also at the same time you have to understand Claire is in a different position compared to everybody else, like all the other seasons, because she literally got to research all of these guys for months. And there's speculations that her and Dale were actually talking before the show even started.
So
they already started their relationship before they even met each other in person.
Well, then why go through with it anyway? Like, well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, she doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, at that time, you know?
I wonder how it's going to be, because, you know, sometimes on seasons the guy's like, oh, I was hoping it was going to be you. Like, I wanted to be you. And then midway through, Tayshia comes in. Like, how do they react?
They recasted.
Yeah. Oh, they recasted?
Oh, the entire... Oh.
They recasted all the guys?
I'm pretty sure. Hold on, before I continue, look it up. I'm pretty sure I saw that they recasted. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen that, but, I mean, either way... It's going to be interesting because I feel like those two women are completely different. Like, not completely different, but very different.
100%.
Like, Claire...
Age, ethnicity, everything is different.
Like, growing up, like, I don't know. I'm sure they have the same, like, moral values.
From where they are, from where they're from, yeah.
I feel like they're very
completely two different, like, stages of their life.
So, yeah.
But then again, isn't Tayshia in her 30s?
I think so.
So
because she had a husband. He passed away, didn't he?
In reality, I think Claire is almost 40.
I don't know.
So I think maybe there's, like, 7, 8 years, which is still a big age gap. Because this is the thing. Apparently, I had saw some stories that some of the guys that had been sent away on Claire's, like, they had kind of made it to, like, the final, and then, like, before they actually made it, they, like, were booted. Like, they didn't actually make it to, like, the screening or the recording part. They were apparently called and basically called back and be like, hey, like, change of plans. You fit more of Tayshia's type. Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm not seeing anything, but it would make sense.
So I don't know if necessarily I don't know. I'm in some of those Bachelorette Facebook groups, so that's really where I see a lot of the stuff. But it would make sense to me that they do that. Because then they have to be careful with COVID and stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Because obviously the thing is that, like, Tayshia also had to quarantine, so they probably quarantined anyone else who joined.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know. This is going to be a big mystery. I haven't seen, like, Reality Steve's, like, posts. I haven't looked in, like, weeks. I'm sure all the information... Honestly, there's probably a ton of information on his website and stuff. Yeah. But either way, I'm excited. Yeah. Because I can't say that I would do... If there wasn't COVID... Yeah. I don't know if I would... Like, let's put it in that perspective. If COVID had never happened and Claire does what she does... Yeah. I don't think it would even have been an option for her to. I don't think the producers would have even given her the option. Because there would have been no gap between the seasons. You know, there was that huge gap because of COVID and quarantining and stuff. So I don't think it would have ever happened. Because also, if her and Dale talking, if that's actually the truth, then they would have never even talked. So who knows? She might have not even liked Dale. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been a whole different path.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I'm super excited to watch, so it comes on tomorrow. We're all going to watch.
It's definitely going to be the most dramatic season ever.
No, yeah, definitely.
We got to get our wine.
I know. Guys.
Our cheese? Charcuterie board?
And the cheese. Anyways, but yeah, I think I'm really excited. Also, either way, I hope they find love, because it always sucks when they don't. Or something else comes out like a month after the engagement, like when Jed cheated on or had the whole girlfriend at home, like all that stuff. So
especially with Tayshia, I love her. She's an angel.
Oh, I know. She's
I remember watching her on Colton's season, and she was just
and she's amazing. Like wifey material.
1,000%.
Like 100%. But anyways.
Speaking of Colton, though, have you guys talked about that?
Yes.
Oh. Yes.
Yes, we have talked a little bit about it, actually a lot.
We talked about it on like 3 episodes.
Also, we wonder if they're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
In the beginning of the show.
I don't know if they're allowed to.
Oh, I was going to say it like the final rose or like after or something.
I think if anything, they're going to say, if you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence, please contact this phone number.
That would be good.
Like, that's what they should do.
I think they would do that, but I don't think they would say any names.
No.
Basically, also because, like I said, like, it's literally on trial now, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think they should do that. But anyways, so we are, okay, so that was a hot topic. That was The Bachelor. We're all excited. If you watch, please let us know in the comments. We love the text.
We'll be talking about it every single week.
Yes.
We will be.
But yeah, we're gonna dive into the main topic of today.
Main topic. And before we dive in, we don't want to be insensitive in any way, so we do want to kind of put a disclaimer out there that we are going to be talking about drugs and drug usage and addiction. So this is a disclaimer. So yeah.
Yeah, and we're all like, you know, none of us are like experts in this at all. So we're just talking about like our own experiences and things we know. Also, we wanted to say the help hotline, which we're also going to put in the link. We're going to put a bunch of stuff in the link. But it's 1-800-662-4357. But again, we're going to put it in the link. Here's your beautiful phone. But before we start, I was researching some stuff about this topic because Charlie came to us telling us that she experienced this from a close family member who's still dealing with it, correct?
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to like say some facts to kind of like explain the severity of the situation, type of like how big of a problem it is.
Yeah.
So drug abuse is like a worldwide problem. Like it's not just in like one country or whatever, but in America, I believe over 750,000 deaths a year worldwide are related to drug abuse. Like whether that's like an overdose, whether that's you're taking drugs that like gives you brain damage or something like that. A lot of the issues are from, people think it comes from mental disorders or music or TV or I know a guy I listened to on a podcast, he took his first drug after hearing an Eminem rap song. And after that, he became a heroin addict, cocaine addict, and I believe that it is a mental issue, and like addiction is a real thing.
Yeah. And
so people who go through addiction, instead of judging them, I think helping and trying to give them resources is like the best thing. So I don't think it's like a choice. I think obviously some drug, like weed and stuff, obviously you can choose to not do that, but
I mean it's like a Juice WRLD, you know, he's on record saying on a podcast that he would listen to 50 Cent growing up, and it was through listening to 50 Cent that he started getting addicted to lean. I just think the addiction part is obviously what's in the drugs, but I really do believe it's like a mental thing that people deal with. But so what did you see growing up or experiencing with like the topic?
So like I have a family member who is very close to me. I mean, it's my brother. He's very, we're only 18 months apart, so we grew up really close together. And he has been diagnosed with like ADHD and a few other things. But growing up, it was kind of hard on him. Like my parents relied on me a lot to be more like even though I'm the younger one, I was kind of like a second mom to him, you know? Always having to like watch after him, that kind of thing. And I think he kind of like from a young age just kind of like held resentment, and like he always felt less than, you know, and I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think everybody does the best that they can when they're trying to raise kids, and she was a single mom, and like she did everything she could, you know what I mean? And then she met my dad when I was, I think, 2 and everything. And of course he has his a daughter, but he hasn't had a kid with like ADHD or anything else, and it may not be as like as severe as some other mental illnesses or anything, but I mean it's still a challenge, you know, raising a kid with any kind of thing like that. So I think it was really difficult on him to try and navigate parenting, and with that, like I said, I think he did the best he could, but there were definitely instances where I feel like it could have been handled differently.
For sure.
You know, and I think a lot of that caused a lot of friction within the household, for sure. And so just saying that because like I don't think people just wake up one day and they're like, some people may just wake up and want to experiment, and it could be, but I think his childhood and his past had a lot to do with his path now, you know?
I agree. I also think, like, in your brother's situation, like, it was some people when they have a rougher childhood, at least that, also the richest kids with the quote-unquote best life also go into that. So it's just, like, it definitely has to do with a lot of things, I feel like, family, you know, how he was raised. Also, I don't know if you're comfortable with saying this, but you said is he gay or he's out or something?
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if, just in addition to that, people in the LGBTQ community have like 20% higher chance of getting into drugs and experimenting because of a lot of obvious reasons, but do you think that maybe?
Yeah, he at one point he was living with someone because he moved out himself when he was like, I think it was this summer after we graduated, and he went from like place to place to place. So there was one older gentleman he was living with who was also gay, and my mom was talking to him, and he said, you know, within our community and the places, because he would go to like drag bars all the time or like gay bars all the time, like in Montrose or maybe some of the sketchier areas in Houston, you know. And so like with that comes, and that's within any community, I'm not just saying, but you know, he said like within our community, the places he's going, there's a lot of drug use. For sure. So he knows for a fact, you know. But then we also heard that because he's been in and out of rehab a couple times. And the first place I think he went to, they told my parents they think it started when he was in high school because he used to take medication for his ADHD. And he had told my mom when he was like a junior or senior, I think, that he wasn't getting any effects from it anymore and that it wasn't working. And they said they think that it's because he wasn't like getting a high from it anymore. So he may have like switched to like drugs, you know, like harder.
Yeah, prescription drugs definitely are also like a leading cause. Like people either take advantage of the drugs and then it leads to other things, or they sell it to other people. But that is, I just don't think people realize how many people go through like drug abuse. But how did you, like, when did you start noticing that maybe something was like?
I don't know. I mean, he's always been, well, I will say in high school he started getting like more violent, you know, like, and he's always had like tendencies, and it goes back to like our biological father. He kind of, my mom said he acts a lot like him when he gets really mad. So I think some of it could be hereditary kind of thing, but especially in high school he got more like aggressive and just mean to my parents and everything, and he started not caring about like, I guess, talking back or yelling or whatever. There was one time me and him got into it. He's like the only, I hate confrontation, but he's like the only person, he's my brother, you know, I grew up with him. I have no problem like getting in a screaming match with him. Yeah, for sure. And there was one day, I don't even remember what we were fighting about, but he just like from the top of his lungs, just screaming, cussing, calling me every name, like, and we used to get in fights, but it was never like that. So like looking back, at the time I just thought he was just being like an asshole, you know what I mean? And I was just like, but looking back, I feel like, and with the rehab center saying that they like suspecting it kind of makes sense, because I mean, maybe he was, I mean, I'm just suspecting, I don't know. But like, maybe that's why he got more aggressive. Maybe that's why, you know, I don't know what he was taking. I don't know.
Or even him trying to stop taking it, and then like the withdrawals of everything, like messing with your mind. Did you want to say something? Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask, like, how are you in contact with him?
No.
Do you think, like, obviously it takes a toll on the family, because no one wants to see their family member go through that at all, but like, how did you deal with like seeing someone you loved like that? Obviously probably wanted to do everything to help, but sometimes it's like, it's so hard.
It's really hard. I mean, I think it's kind of a gradual thing, and it's hard because you don't want to, I have the mentality, like you were saying earlier, addiction is definitely a mental thing. It's like an illness, you know. It's people don't just wake up one day and be like, oh, you know, I'm addicted, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't help it. I mean, they need help. So you definitely want to keep that in mind, but at the same time, you don't want to enable them.
Exactly.
And it's like a fine line that you have to try and figure out, and it's really confusing.
Yeah.
And I think also, like, it's hard because you gradually have to deal with someone constantly just like tearing up your household. Like, it's like school becomes kind of your safe place because home is just like awful, you know. And he just like, and I try not to, I don't know, I don't want people to think, that's another thing you could get into, is like the guilt of it, like talking about it. You don't want people to judge you or think you're a bad sister, you don't love him. But it's like when you go 19, 18 years having someone that's supposed to like be your best friend your whole life, you know, kind of treat you the way they do, it's hard to, you know, sit there and want to be like, oh, you know, it's okay.
It's hard. I think, like what you said, I've heard that a lot, like the fine line between like being the enabler and then being like there for them,
right?
Because the more you give, you know, you want to give them everything. You want to like be, okay, well, I'll pay for your rent one more time or something like that. And it's like, it's hard to not be the enabler, especially as family, I'm sure. Like, I can't imagine.
It gets tough because like you want to, he comes to you and he's like, well, I'm hungry, I don't have money for food, can you give me some money? It's like, well, I can take you and get you a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And then he gets mad.
Yeah.
Or he just wants money for an apartment or a hotel room, and you try and pay for it, and he's like, no, I just need the money.
Yeah.
So it's really rocky, and it's really like a roller coaster kind of thing, because you want to be there for him, but it's really tough love.
Yeah.
And at some point you kind of have to kind of protect myself. I kind of have to turn it off, like my emotions for it, and just because it's hard,
Yeah.
I mean, growing up when seeing someone, I know everything he's been through with like our family and like with school. He was bullied a lot, as a kid. He's kind of like the weird kid, like the oddball out. So like, I know I can suspect why stuff is happening, and so it's heartbreaking, but yeah,
it's really tough. Like, I've never been in that experience where someone, like a very close family member has. I have family who deal with it. I've had like best friends who deal with it, and like all you want to do is like just constantly be there for them, but then your anxiety raises, like your mental health comes into effect, and it's like I think people have to remember that like not everybody's like a doctor or like a rehab therapist. Like, that's a very serious role to play.
There's only so much that you can do and like you can handle, and that you can put up with,
right?
And I think that line is different for everybody. But I mean, just looking at you today, like I think you hold yourself really well, and I can't even imagine being in that position, because personally, that I know of, like I don't really have anyone in my family that's dealt with it, which is definitely a blessing to say, because I have no idea how difficult that would be. I mean, I had a former friend who is kind of in the same position where I just had to like cut myself off from, because it was like I couldn't deal with it mentally anymore. But to have my brother, like,
it's hard.
I can't even imagine.
Because you kind of have to do the same thing, and that's what I mean with the guilt, is you kind of have to cut him off, but it's your brother. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know. It's just really hard. And then, like, my boyfriend, who means the world, like, I want to marry him one day. I get scared for him to ever meet him. Not that I think Jared would never judge me or him. He would never. It's just one of those things. It's kind of embarrassing to say, like. I don't know. I mean, it's very taboo. I mean, it's not normalized or anything, even though it happens to so many families.
So many families.
It's just really hard, and I don't want to subject Jared to that. And so, and like, it's hard to think about, like, right now I don't really want him at my wedding, and then I don't want him to be around like kids when I have my kids when I have them,
And it's understandable. Like, you're
trying
to protect yourself, and you're trying to protect your loved ones. It's totally understandable.
So, I think people can't feel guilty about that. Like, obviously, I think you just have to put yourself first. Knowing you, I feel like I could tell that you are very, like, you've tried everything. You're I feel like if your brother came to you, like, you're always going to be there for him, but do you have any advice for people who are, like, in your situation, like, actively dealing with it right now?
I think my main thing, like, is try not to be so hard on yourself, I think there's a lot of times when you feel that guilt and that, like, you're not a good sister or a good family, whatever, because you feel like you're not doing everything you can. But you have to remind yourself, you did. You can't fix it. Like, he has to want to at some point, So I think that would be the biggest thing, is try not to be so hard on yourself, and keep hope alive, because that's like the hardest thing. It's been, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years now, and you kind of have to try and remember to keep hope alive that one day something's gonna click.
Very true. Yeah, because it can happen.
Have your parents like kind of handled it?
My mom is kind of the same way as me. Like, it sounds harsh, but like whenever he comes around, it kind of like puts like a dark cloud on everything, because it just brings everything back up. And then he has his own issues he brings along, and people that maybe aren't so safe to be around.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? And
well, drug abuse isn't like something that you could hide, and it's also like it affects people around you. It's not like, oh, he's sick with like a disease that like can be cured with medicine type of thing. Right. It's like not like, oh, I'm gonna care for you because you're going through this disease. It's like, this is a strong disease that like only he can help himself, or that person can help himself, and literally like until they like want to go get help, it's like, I mean, you can only be there with them for so much. But something I was reading, there was like a quick like do's and don'ts like on how to help someone. It says like to do is focus on building trust, be honest with them, and respect their privacy, like to an extent. And then don't threaten, criticize, or expect like immediate change. Like it's a gradual growth. I think criticize, people get very, very defensive. Everybody gets defensive, but especially I think in that situation they have to know like this isn't the best decision. Like I don't want to be in this situation. I don't want to be, you know, selling my stuff to buy a drug. Like I'm, you know, don't criticize them because I'm sure in the back of their head, you know, they know this isn't the life I want.
I guess could we talk about how like I know how a lot of people believe that like marijuana is like the gateway drug. Like, do you think he started out like with just the ADHD medicine and then it kind of like?
I think so, but see, I never ever saw him take anything. You know, so and like we didn't really know until he was already moved out and everything. And then we found like a crack pipe in his apartment. And so, you know, but he said it was his roommates or whatever, and it wasn't. And then that older guy that my mom had spoken to said that he was doing drugs, like hardcore drugs, and he had to kick him out. And my mom asked why, and he said, well, that's part of the reason. And then he was also prostituting himself for money to get drugs. So
I feel that is just another issue, like the way people, what they'll do to get money, because like these drugs will hook you in, and I mean, I can't even imagine how hard it is to get off them, because they put stuff in the drugs to make you addicted. Like, even if you don't have an addictive personality, they put stuff in these drugs to hook you to buy more money, or to buy more drugs, and just it's like a cycle. Like, I think, like we were talking about like Big Pharma earlier, like all of that has to do with it, and it's a huge problem. And I've heard someone say like the way our country, like, okay, so like COVID, for example, like 200,000 dead, and besides the slow change that the government maybe did, at the end of the day, we did react. Like, everybody went home, everybody put a mask on, everybody social distance. Like, we changed, like, quickly because people were dying. With drug abuse, it's like triple the amount of people die a year from that, and what are we doing, like, to change that?
There's a YouTuber, her name's Megan Rinks. I follow her on Instagram, and she posted on her story, and it was really made you think about it, because she was talking about, you know, the way the law and everything deals with drug abusers and drug addicts compared to like alcoholics. Like, you don't go to jail for being an alcoholic. Like, you go to jail for drinking and driving, or like having alcohol in your car. But like with drug addicts, they don't put them through, like, there's no like necessary steps set in place other than prison. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's not very effective. Like, there's no steps put up, and so like all it does is create a cycle. Yeah. You know what I mean?
A little cycle, because then they become felons, and then when they get out of jail, they can't get a job, they can't vote. People look at them differently because they're considered a felon, and it's like a cycle. And then say that's like a kid's dad or kid's mom. Like, now they grow up without a dad. And then maybe that higher their chances for getting into... Like, it's just a continuous cycle, like, that... I just don't know why people aren't more, like, upset about how many people die a year from drugs. Or don't try to educate themselves to change, because I feel like with other things, it's so quick. Like, let's do this to change this so more people don't die.
I think a lot of it, too, is just ignorance. Yeah. People who don't see it just don't even think about it and just choose not to deal with it, you know? And I mean, it is a very dark subject, you know? Yeah. It's like, how do you even navigate it? I mean, even this podcast, it was like, how do we even start this episode, you know? Because there's so many different ways that you could, and I don't know, I just...
Yeah, and I think everybody has a different experience with it, and different views on it. Like, I can't imagine...
I think my biggest opinion on it all is just like, when it comes to the pharmaceutical companies, I know, like, America, the land of the beautiful, of the great, like, anyone can make it big, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the big pharmaceutical companies that are really effing everybody over and killing people.
Yeah.
And I just...
Our world is run
when is
on
it
money.
when is it going to change?
Yeah, it's just run on money, and like...
If COVID has proven... I mean, it's proved a lot of things, right? But one of the biggest things also is the fact that... Wasn't it China who was coming, like, saying how they were going to be coming out with a vaccine, and then we had the pharmaceutical companies or whatever were trying to race against them because they knew that China was basically, they were going to give it to people for free.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
Yeah.
We need to make money.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like, you're
it's
murderers.
All about money. No,
it's all about money. It's all about money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and there's a whole nother conversation about like the jail and drugs and all this stuff. Like,
and it's very complex. And like, honestly, I am still like so confused about it. All I know is that there is a problem. Yeah. There's been a problem for a very long time. Yeah. And
but it's kind of worse. It's kind of worse. It's almost like, I think I read in the 2000s, like the beginning of the 2000s, I think 5,000 deaths in a year, and now it's like quadruple the amount. Like, that's why it has to do with, obviously, like, you know, your growing up situation. But do y'all think, like, what do y'all think about media? Because I never used to think the media affected a person's choice on drugs or whatever. But what do y'all think about that?
I think it can. Depending on what drug also, because I mean, when it comes to like songs, you know, we've heard from several celebrities and several people that are on record saying that they started taking drugs because they heard it in songs, and they just wanted to experiment with it, or, you know, you've got some people will take drugs because they know it would make them not want to eat, or it'll cause them to be skinny, and because they want to look a certain way. So I definitely think that the media plays a big role. I mean, especially when it comes to like TV shows and like movies. You know, if you've got a room full of people doing cocaine, you know, it's like it's like rich white people, you know, they just put a line of cocaine on the table. So like, I just don't understand why we choose to do that, you know, especially in what movie am I thinking of?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Maybe.
Yeah, with the
and it's just not. It's not that the drugs isn't the issue. It's just that's just something they do, and it's just so casual. And I'm like, why? Like why even put that out there? You know, because who knows? What kids who knows who started doing cocaine just because of that movie? Yeah, you know?
We all know they do it. We don't need to blast it everywhere.
Yeah. What do you think media has to do?
Yeah, I do. I think so. I think media has a lot to do with it, and like the songs and everything. Definitely. I mean, you know, so many people. I mean, there's countless celebrities that are like, oh yeah, I trip acid and write all my songs and everything. And if you idolize that celebrity, you're like, oh well, if she or he does it, then it's not that bad. I can do it, and then you know, whatever.
And the celebrities who just like nonchalantly like say it, like, how ignorant can you be?
Yeah, because I mean,
you have that platform. You know, people are gonna listen to you,
and like you have how much money to be able to get out of it, and like.
And also, I do understand like some people have the mindset, well, like everyone has their own choice, like it's your life, like do what you want. But at the same time, it's like that's a very ignorant mindset. Like you have to understand, like with such a huge platform, you are influencing so many people's lives, whether you like it or not. Yeah.
Also, I mean, if you put like a rap song from today and a rap song from back then, like all the little whatever. They're like talking about popping pills every freaking song, and like they're talking about popping pills. Like back then it was, I mean, obviously there's crazy stuff in rap from today and a long time ago, but it's so based on drugs now. Like every single song.
Like when I first heard like a rap song, like when I think back about like how I even knew what certain drugs were called, it's because I learned it through rap music.
And I'm not saying like we need to change the rap. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, and I think like if you have me and then someone who might be more prone to addiction listening to the song, we're gonna react differently. But like what you said earlier, like I think they're ignorant for doing certain things because, like you said, they have resources to help them. They have people, they can hire a 24/7 rehab coach. Like, someone like your brother or someone, you know, in a like low class situation,
to even get a meal,
they're not
a roof
gonna
over their head,
pay. You know how expensive some.
They're not going to see the light at the tunnel. They're going to think this is the only way.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna do that and you're gonna write those songs because you have that choice, it's your own thing, whatever, and like, you need to at least put that out there. Like, listen, I can do all this because I have this money and I can afford to get like round the clock care within the next 24 hours and not OD. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there needs to be more talk about it in general, about the whole drug use and drug problem in America, or else nothing's going to change. Because
and I think the same way. Like, I'm not saying that anything when it comes to like rap music, I'm not saying that they can't rap about that. No. Rap about what you want, you know? But I think that there needs to be a discussion and that everyone needs to hold accountability and realize that they are responsible for a lot more than just, it's just lyrics.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you can hide behind like, well, I don't want to be idolized. I don't want to be a figure, a role model. It's like, but you are. You have to, no matter what. You can't just hide from it. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the same thing with the discussion with like, you know, when 13 Reasons Why came out.
Yeah.
You know, and so many people... or like this romanticizes suicide and drug abuse because there was a character on there that was I think it was heroin, right?
I don't remember, probably.
I think it was heroin. But you know, a lot of people cited, well, it's good that it's being put out there, and I am kind of one of those people too, because it's like. Although it started out a little rocky, like throughout the seasons, they were very aware. Like, they did put the hotline number out there. Yeah. Like there was like viewer discretion of highs. Like, it wasn't just like thrown out there. Yeah. But at the same time, like, it is difficult, you know, because it's like, wasn't there a story about someone committed, like a kid committed suicide?
There's I remember like after the first season, like the suicide rates went up a lot after it came out.
And a girl did it
because of the show.
That.
Oh, like she did. That's the thing. That's the problem I had with it is like you can say how they did it, but like to show people maybe somebody's dealing with it. Also, now they know if they didn't know before how.
Yeah, I thought about that too. She did the tapes though. The girl in real life.
Oh,
like, she did the tapes. Also, we talk about Demi Lovato all the time. Because she has been open about like self-harm and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure I watched an interview where the first time she cut herself was because she saw a girl on TV do it and was like trying to hurt her. She was trying to hurt herself because she wasn't feeling right. Like, I'm not saying there shouldn't be that on TV or rap, because we all listen to rap. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like you said, there has to be a discussion about it. There has to be a little bit more sensitivity to it.
Yeah, if you're going to be so open to rap about it and put it in your movies and TV shows, at least be open enough to have a real discussion about it. And
or like own up to it when it happens. Like, talk about it.
And also not have the mindset that it isn't a problem. Because I feel like there are people out there who do, you know, rap about it, put it in TV shows, and they just choose to be ignorant and think that it's not an issue, and it is, because it, you know, it doesn't affect them the same way it affects millions of other Americans and people in the world.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think social pressure has to do with it. You're at a party and you want to be cool and take a picture and have more followers. Like, I think that also has to do with it.
I personally would. I think the idea of using hard drugs just scares me senseless. I would never do it. Yeah. You know? Like, I would never in a million years do heroin, crack.
And we're lucky,
I don't even know, like, that's another thing. I really need to educate myself on what exactly is considered hard drugs, you know?
I think we're lucky to be in that mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm so blessed to, like, not want to do that. Like, because I feel for the people who do, because I just feel like some of them can't help it, or like they got in a bad situation. I really feel for.
A lot just don't see any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have nothing else to turn to, and you want to feel some kind of high, you know, like with depression or any kind of mental illness like that. Or I wonder, like, going back to the peer pressure thing, like, I've been offered like drugs before, but I never felt the need to. You know, I never like felt the need to fit in or anything like in that sense. And I think that's just like, you grow confidence and everything, and like maybe with my brother, he was bullied a lot and really harshly, and he like, you know, contemplated suicide and everything, and he, you know, so I wonder if maybe that's what happened. Maybe he wanted to fit in and whatever, and he's always looking for a friend, you know?
Yeah.
He wants everybody to be his friend, and so, you know, it could have an impact. So I think we just have to remember to be nice to people. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what could happen, you know?
So true.
You don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
No idea.
We have no idea. Even all of us here, we know each other, but, like, who knows, you know, like, the little things we're dealing with. And, like, obviously our friend group's pretty open, but other friend groups aren't very open. They aren't, like, how are you doing today? Are you okay? Like, people will put on a front. And so I agree, like, just be nice to the person next to you. You have no idea what they're going to do later that day. You could literally save someone's life by just complimenting them.
Just smiling at them,
it boosts people's confidence, makes them feel included. Maybe they won't go and do the thing to fit in because they feel like they have a friend or something. You know what I mean? Like, it could just help in so many different ways. So I think...
Also, be vocal if you don't want to do, like, hard drugs. Like, it's a cool thing. Like, again, I'm not talking about, like, I don't, but I'm not talking about, like, weed and stuff, which is a problem for some people, but I'm talking about, like, the
cocaine,
the hard
heroin,
drugs, like
crystal meth, all that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about something that, like, is a known fact will kill you. Like, I know there are people that say that marijuana can, but I'm just like,
no, it actually,
you know what I mean? Like, when I say hard drugs, I'm talking about, like, drugs that can put you in the hospital, like, we need to go to rehab, like,
and also when you're at a party, like, not everybody wants to be doing the drug. Like, you're doing it because I'm doing it, you're doing it because I'm doing it. It's like, who actually here wants to be doing this? Like, just be proud and confident about, like, no, I'm okay, I don't want to do that drug. Yeah. Like, because people will follow.
At the end of the day, nobody will care. You know what I mean? Everybody's so focused on themselves, they don't care. True. Nobody cares, you know?
Literally, I say that all the time.
All they care about is me.
Nobody cares. No one's going to be, like, go home and be like, Charlie didn't smoke cocaine with me. Do you even smoke cocaine? Is that what it's called? What do you do?
Wait, did you say smoke cocaine?
Yeah, what do you do?
You snort it.
Yeah,
okay.
You can
Charlie didn't.
Ethan definitely does not do cocaine.
I do not cocaine.
Do you smoke crack?
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I agree. No one freaking cares. Like, just be nice to people. Like, that's all that matters.
Charlie,
actually,
you're an angel.
What?
I think you can put cocaine in a blunt.
Jessica out here with the drug facts.
Jessica said, I think you could put cocaine in a blunt. Okay, well, do you have any last advice to someone who...
someone going through it?
I mean...
in my position?
I don't want to talk for someone who's, like, a drug addict. I don't know.
Since we don't know.
Yeah, since I don't know. But maybe just how...
I think my main point would be... if, like, you're in my life or you're my family, my friend, whatever, I don't want you to ever think that I would judge you for something that you seriously can't help, you know? Like, if I would say just don't be afraid to ask for help. Yeah. Because the people in your life that truly love you will do anything to help you.
Yeah. I think...
to a point.
Yeah.
To a point. Because there's only so much that someone can take and should take, honestly.
I think, just really quickly, I've had people in my life that I was just very, very close to. I just want those people to know, like, no matter whatever situation we're in, as in our relationship or our friendship, whatever, like, I will always be here to help. Like, if you're out there and, like, we don't talk or whatever, and you're going through this, like, I don't care when in my life, like, you feel like you need to call me to either somewhere to stay or, like, just help to get you in the right direction. Like, I am here. I am always here to help. I don't want anybody to feel like you can't, like, talk to me about anything.
You need a hot meal. You need a sandwich. I got you.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything. Anyways, but
I make great sandwiches. We both do.
We do. Did you have anything to say, though?
I think just remember you're loved. You know, I think it can be so hard when you're down, you know, to think that nobody cares about you, nobody loves about you. You're not worthless. You know, you matter and you mean so much more than anything, like any drug you take. You mean more. You know what I mean? You're actually worth something. And I think you have to remember that.
You might have lost your shine a bit, baby, but don't worry, you're going to find your radiance again.
That's right. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. I'm actually going to cry. Okay, well, I think we had a great podcast. Again, we're gonna do some research on, like, actual ways to help if you're going through this or you know someone, and we're gonna put it in the description because I'm very passionate about this. I think you're very passionate about it. We all are. So any way we can help, I feel like we should.
And everybody out there, educate yourselves. Like, start discussions. You know, that's the only way you can have change. Yeah, I 100% agree.
One discussion can start a revolution.
It really can. It really can.
Charlie Harvey.
Charlie Harvey, everybody.
We are so happy that you were able to join us today, all the way from Houston, Texas. Wow.
We really went in
feel
on
very
that.
special.
Thank you, seriously.
Thank you so much for opening up to us and to all of our listeners and viewers. And seriously, you're amazing.
And you don't know, you could help someone, seriously.
I hope so.
We learned a lot.
Guys, her styling game, makeup game, honestly, everything is on point. So we're going to link all of her handles below.
Yes.
Make sure to give her a follow.
What's your Instagram name?
Just_Charlie12.
Just_Charlie. Go follow her.
Yeah.
Go follow her. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to go cry and hug someone.
I need food. Let's get food.
Let's get food.
All right, guys, have a great day and stay
radiant.
Bye, guys.
Bye.